I'm recording this in July, and about this time every year, if you're anything like me, you're starting to think about things you want to add or adjust for the next school year. So here's some tech tools you might want to try. The first tool I wanted to share is something called Flippity. You can find it at flippity.net, and it is free, as you can tell from the ad at the top. This is like a Swiss Army knife of tools that you can use in your classroom. They have some very simple things, like if you just want to create a random name picker, you would just go ahead and click that one. With all of them, they have demos and then instructions. Some of them you can do a quick and easy one where you can just copy paste your class list into the box and then go ahead and generate. So that's how you could work something like a random name picker or some of the other more simple ones. But they also have more complex ones where you use a Google Sheet to create it. So for example, let's say you wanted to have one of these manipulative click and drag. You can do the quick and easy one, or you could get a template. They have a Google Sheet template. You make a copy of that, and then you change the items on the list, etc. And then what you're going to find, you'll have different tabs here for backgrounds and options. And then you have to make sure that you share that so it has a public link. And once you've done that, you can get the Flippity link here and then use that for your tool. The next tool I want to go over is something called Blush Illustrations. And it's not just a tool for teachers. It can be used by anybody that wants some different looks as they create their content. And you can create different images based on these artist collections and use them in anything that you're working on, whether it's a presentation or an activity sheet or whatever. So the first thing you want to do is you can either search or just take a look at the collections. There's so many ways to kind of start to get into it. I like to look at the collections because you can kind of get an idea of the style of work that the artist has for you to start with. And what you'll see is right here, I have a free version. So some of those items are available, some are limited. And you can find like illustrations of just individual items, but they also have scenes. So let me just pick a quick scene here. And you'll see that once you pick a scene or a character, they'll have some similar images. So it's really easy to go down the rabbit hole a bunch of different ways with this. I'm going to go ahead and edit this scene. And what you'll find here is then you can make little changes to the scene based on what they have available here. So there's changes to the scene, or you could change the characters, and they just have different options. So I could do something simple like change the color of the carpet. I could replace the coffee cup with a lamp. I could change the wall decor. I could change the working stuff that's on the wall, whatever you want to do. And then once you have the image the way you want it, you can download it. Now with the free version, you can only do the small one. But another way you can get to it, I like to use this way, is I can share it just by copying the URL. And then if I go and just put that URL in another tab, then I can download the image from there. You can also save, and with the free version, you can save up to 5 images. So if I add this little plus sign, I can then save this image in case I want to come back to it or use the same basic idea and then maybe change some different things. Like maybe I want to do it again, but this time I'm going to change the person a little bit, change what she looks like, give her some different clothing. It's almost like a little Bitmoji here. So there's just so many different things you can do with this. And do have to warn you, you can spend a lot of time just playing on this. So just be aware that it can be a lot of fun to make illustrations with Blush. The next tool I want to share is called Sketchpad. You'll find that at sketch.io. They do have an opportunity for you to buy a version to download onto your device. But for today, I'm just going to go over the free version. That's the browser version. So we'll go ahead and select English, and it'll take you right to the Sketchpad. One of the things that you'll notice, it has a normal background for drawing and sketching, just like many other apps. What I like about this version is that the tools, I think, are very intuitive. So right now I have it set to pencil, but I can change to different kinds of brushes. So you can see different things that I can try. I can change the fill or the outline color. Those are pretty easy to understand. Color blocks, pretty easy to understand. So you can kind of just experiment and see what kind of things you want to create. The shapes, I had it set on star, but they have all kinds of shapes. So again, yeah, I think it's very intuitive. There's a square shape, but I can go ahead and change the fill to a different color. So now I'm going to draw a square that's a different color. And once you've drawn an item, you'll see that you can adjust the styles. You can just trash it or whatever. One of the favorite parts, or my favorite parts of this app versus other sketching and drawing apps, is this section with clip art. They have some really cute little things, animals and kids, and you can also search for other things. And then once you have that clip art selected, you basically treat it like any other sticker that you can move around. Some great fonts are available here in the text tool, and then of course just using the fill. What's cool about this program as well is if you go down to the help menu, the user guide, they have some really detailed information to kind of help you learn how to use their tools. They do have a couple features that you have access to if you get the premium version, but even with the free version, you can download, you can print, you can share. With the premium version, you can actually in the settings have it saved to your Google Drive. So there's lots of things to explore in here. Really neat additional drawing sketching tool to add to your bag of tricks. The next tool I want to share is another Swiss Army knife kind of tool where it does a lot of different things. And it's called Image Candy. You're going to find it at imgcandy.com. And it's a very easy to understand interface, and you can see all the different things that you can do. Convert an image to a different format, resize, compress, remove the background, change to PDF, rotate it, flip it, crop it, add text, add a watermark, turn it into a meme. And this one, HEIC to JPEG, is really useful to get pictures from your iPhone changed to a different format, and videos to GIF or GIF if you prefer. So let me just pull up a picture and just do one of these things. I'm going to go ahead and do a resize. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And then you see I just have to add the file and go and get my file I want to work with. And then for the resize, I can choose pixels or percentage. So I'm going to go ahead and try percentage. And let's say I want to make it smaller by 75%. Hit resize image, and then download it. So it's really, really easy. Let's try one more. Let me go ahead and try meme generator this time. I'll go ahead and add that file again. And then you can see I just add text here and here, and then I have an instant meme. So go ahead and give it a try. Lots of easy transitions that you can do with your images. So the last tool I want to share in this video is called Font Space. You'll find it at fontspace.com. And it's just a place where you could get tons of different fonts for your different projects that you're designing. I usually use these for things like headings and titles. You'll see there's a whole bunch of ones that are featured in the front. You can also search by different categories or search for a different style. So let's say I want something kind of for kids. So I can go ahead and type kids and then see some fonts that are designed for kids. One thing just be aware of, because I'm using the free version, I'm not even joining it. I do have a lot of ads I have to make sure that I work around. So let's say I wanted to use this particular font right here. I'm going to go ahead and change the text. And maybe it's going to say all about me. Okay, and then I'm going to change the color and maybe make that a little bit of a darker blue. And maybe change the size a little bit. Okay, and then this is the one I want to put into a slideshow or something like that. So I can go here and go ahead and download it, or I can just copy it and paste it. I'm going to go ahead and copy, And then back in my slideshow, I'm going to go ahead and paste it. And you'll see it. Let me throw a background on there so we can see that it is transparent. Yeah. And so you can see just a bunch of different ways to get your projects to look a little more interesting and unique.